I'm Dave Krovblit. I'm a photographer and visual artist. All the work that I do, I think, ties brand and consumerism together, consumption. Those ideas are part of each series that I've created. I had a project that was a commercial. It was just taking random objects and crushing them in a vise. I thought the assignment was so cool that I would continue on with it as an art project. I bought a decommissioned grenade and I put it in the vise, and every time I turn the handle of the vise, I think this thing's just gonna blow the studio to pieces. And it's totally irrational, like, you know, the grenade is like a hollow piece of steel. So I abandoned the grenade. I literally put it in the corner of the studio. 2 months passed, and I look up and I see the grenade. Hey, that sort of looks like an egg. An egg's a symbol of life. A grenade is the shape of an egg, but a symbol of the opposite. I think egg, you know, word association, Fabergé egg.
What was once considered an Easter gift, passed among the czars of Russia, is now considered a rare treasure. 4 of the 43 precious eggs by jeweler Carl Fabergé are in Montreal, which is considered a rare treat.
Very rare nowadays. You have to imagine that the insurance value of these eggs is in the tens of millions of dollars.
And so I go looking, do a little research, and through that process I found that Fabergé did in fact make grenades at the end of World War I. There's a story that speaks of a jeweler whose jewelry factory was turned into a munitions facility. He ended up supplying over 6 million grenades for World War I. About a week later, I have this first Fabergé grenade. And not only is it this cool juxtaposition, but there's this incredible story of history now that's tied to the thing. A grenade is so volatile and destructive, you wouldn't want to hold it. And Fabergé egg is so beautiful and delicate and priceless, you wouldn't want to hold it. Fast forward to modern day time, you have this series called exploit grenades, and it speaks to exactly the same things. These big businesses are tied to making weapons. The series speaks about not only war, but how sometimes the products themselves are the culprit. Weapons such as guns and grenades are commonly replicated as children's toys, and I think we're being desensitized. These children's toys are made with cheap plastics that take out the weight and seriousness of the actual object. My grenades series was noticed by a creative team at a US agency, and they commissioned me to make a series of images in a way that's helping to combat opioid abuse. The idea behind art for me is that it's provocative enough that it stops you and you want to look. More than that, it needs to have more than just a visual. It needs to have a backstory. And the backstory is what drives the visual home. That's the magic of it. You look and you're like, that's incredible. How was it done?